hello. I don't know if I am live or not. It's not really. I don't know. I think I am live, but there is always these gaps between when we know that we are live and when we just start. And I just want to be sure that I'm live. Ah yes, I think it started, but I don't have the feedback on my YouTube channel, so yes, okay. I can see me. I'm going to double check. See me? Yeah, I'm going to double check. Okay, so I can hear me well, I can see me. So I'm going to start the live. I can close this. So yes, welcome to this new live where we are going to explore, like to see how I've done this cinematic scene fully made into Spline, and also without any modelization. Maybe yes, just one modelization of this simple sheet of paper. But otherwise, everything that you can see in this scene is all free to use from the library of Spline, and even if you don't know how to modelize something, you can really achieve like high level of stylized scene into Spline. So this is what we are going to see. Like, not sure that if it's helpful for people to redo everything from scratch during the live. I used to do that for the tutorial I do on my YouTube channel, because I have the time. I can cut the moment where it's like just using time for nothing. So here during the live we usually see how the scene has been made, and we just open each materials. We open the hierarchy of the scene to see how it's done. I explain also little tips, and you are going to see some tips for the optimization for on during this live. Most of all for the textures, because we always are in WebGL, and in WebGL we always need to be very careful about optimization. So yeah, it's going to be like a decomposition of how this scene has been made, some tips about optimization, and yes. So I'm going to, yeah, I think you can see my mouse. Okay, so basically what I've done, I'm going to remove some layers on everything, so you can see how the scene have been made. So first of all, I'm going to remove the floor because it's always a bit confusing. So to remove the floor, you just click on nothing. On the left, you have the column where when you click on nothing, you are going to open on the right column. You are going to open all the scene setting, and on the scene setting, we want to remove the floor grid. So it's on global settings, and on grid plane there is floor X, Z, and I'm just going to click off to remove the grid. It's just a little helper, but sometimes it's like more confusing than other things. So in my scene, what I've made, like if I zoom out the camera, we can see that all the scene is going to be blurred, and this effect is like a post-prod effect. So if I click on nothing, like I have the scene setting on the right, I can see that if I go on the top, like on the top of the column, I can see that there is the effect, and it's drag on the right, and that means that it's allowed, and we can explore what has been put on this scene for post-prod effect. So there is mostly what I wanted to tell you when I was saying when I zoom out and when I zoom in, the scene is like kind of appearing. It's big thanks or because thanks to the post-prod fog. And the fog is like the real fog in the reality is making the atmosphere like a bit blurry, and you can choose or to have the fog the same color of the background. So if I see the background of my scene here, scene background color, it's like full black. So if I have my fog allowed, and I said to my fog, I want to use the background for my fog, the background is going to be like full dark. If I change this color here and I move to red, for example, you can see that my fog is going to change color too. But I can also use like a color for a specific color for my fog, and I can just change the color of my fog here and just decrease a bit the darkness of the fog to using like some gray color. But let's remove layer by layer what I've done, so that we can explore and build from scratch the scene. So basically it was like dark, even like using the background. And if I remove the fog, it takes some time when I remove some post-prod effects. Perfect. So now if I remove the fog and I zoom out, I can see like the border of my floor, and I can see always my scene. So now if I see what I still have in my scene on like post-prod effects, I can see that in effect there is like two eyes open. The other eyes are closed. That means that all this setting like pixelization, aberration, bloom, I don't know how to pronounce this, brightness, are not allowed, but I have vignettes and I have noise. So vignette is basically like when I see the corner, I can even change the darkness, yes, but I can also offset, so you can have a more clear vision of what the vignette is. So I can change the blur, I would say, of the corner of the vignette, so that it's more or less precise or more or less blurry. And basically this is what is a vignette. I have the vignettes in normal setting, but I can have like different setting. For example, alpha. I can have like difference. That means that basically the like the what is dark is going to be visible, and what is like transparent is not going to be visible. So this is not what we want, but I just explore and show you what is possible. And so now you know that I have vignette on my scene, so I'm going to remove it. So now we can see that the dark corners have disappeared. And what we have also is a noise. I really love all the noise thing because it just gives some, I don't know, atmosphere, like the consistency of the atmosphere, and I really like it. And I used to not multiply, but I used to blend my nose. I think it's like I think it's just add. No, it's not add. It's maybe alpha. I think it's alpha. Yeah, I used to have my nose in alpha, and in 10% or even less sometimes, because you know this consistent, this texture of the atmosphere. I really like it. So we are going to remove it, and now we have another, like the last one, post-prod effects, which is the ambient shadows. And the ambient shadows is very subtle, but it gives this realistic style of to the scene. So we can like remove it and re-put it. So please focus your eyes on the side of the phone, and if I remove and I put back, we can see that there is a very subtle dark gradient that is putting when I click on allow it, and removing when I click back, when I don't allow the ambient shadows. And this is like kind of the same than ambient occlusion. It's going to simulate the shadow of each object that are close to another object, and this is going to add like some subtle realistic effect. So I'm going to remove it. So what we still have in my scene, I still have this like this light on the left, and you can see that there is like kind of a shadow, and this shadow is like, for now, if we look at the scene, we don't really know how this shadow can be how can I say, can be created. Like if I change my lights, we can see that the shadow is moving, but there is nothing, like it looked like there was nothing, but actually there is something called window, and this window has just like a transparent, like it's still here. So if I put back the transparency to 100%, we can see that there is like something, but if I put to 0% the transparency, we can't see anymore the object, but the object is still going to be there. I don't know if it's a bug for Spline, or if it's like going to be forever like that, but for now we can play with this bug. So it's so yeah, basically it's just a shape that I have imported from the library. I'm going to show you like in 2 seconds, and I just put the lighting to 0% and put the color to 0%, and like by magic is still the shadow still are still here. And I don't know, I I was thinking that these shadows, this kind of shadows, can bring some realism, can bring some realism to the scene. So that's why I was thinking that it was very interesting. And like I told you, like I've modelized almost nothing for this scene, and I'm going to show you how I imported my objects and where I imported my object. So my idea was to create like this shadow, like the window shadow, and I was just curious about maybe in the library. So if I click on the library on the top left bottom corner, if I click on the library is going to appear, and if I click on window, we can see that there are like several kind of windows that appear, and what I've the ones that I've taken is, I think, the window 3, and what I've done is just double click, and you can see that is appearing in my hierarchy now, and so I can click. So if I click on the library, the pop-in is going to appear. I can just click on the cross here, or I can just click on my scene so it disappear, and I have my new window. And what I've done is I have just clicked on each object to see what was actually my frame. So actually it was named, so it was easier, but I just kept my frame and removed all the other elements that wasn't necessary, and I just put my window, my frame. I have rotated my frame 90% by holding shift and holding my left click, and I just put my window like where I wanted it to be. And to scale, I just hold shift and click on the dots, the 3 dots, like the blue or green or red dots, and hold shift and just drag and drop, like click and drop the mouse so that it's scale proportionally also. And you can see that if I put my frame like close to my, I'm going to remove this one, like to hide it. And if I put my frame to close or far away from my light, we can see that the shadow are like changing, like the shape of the shadows are changing, and we can like just adjust how we want it to be. So maybe I want it like maybe less, more visible, yeah, like that is cool. So I'm going to keep like that, and like I told you, so I'm going to select the frame, and instead of white, I'm going to unlink my material, clicking to this little icon here, and now I can change my setting, like I told you, like to 0 in lighting and to 0% in texture, and I still have my shadows. So I'm going to remove this window, and I'm going to hide this one so that we can explore how I have done, excuse me, my scene. So the next one, we are going to focus on the key. So the key is the same. I select on the library, instead of window, I type key, I think it's like that. I found this one. Actually, I think this one. Actually, this one was made by me because previously I was in Spline, and I think this one was made by me too, but don't remember exactly. Because I think I was the one that was dedicated to the key stuff. So I think I have done this one too. So you just have to double click to click on the cross, and here I've just rotated my key 90 degrees, and oops, Control Z, rotated a bit so that it's the same parallel to the floor. To be sure, I can click on orthographic, click on the blue dot, and double check that my key is like almost on the same rotation than my phone, for example. Complicated. Okay, I'm going to put back my view in perspective. What is the difference between the two different camera view? Is orthographic, everything is going to be parallel, like the size of this side of the phone is going to be exactly the same than the size of the phone, and in this angle it looks like the phone is a bit like bigger on top, but actually it's just because of the orthographic camera. And if I put back to perspective, we have like the normal vision of human eyes, like that. So yes, and we can see that my key actually look like less smooth. So what I've just done is just select the metal, like the two part of my key, and I've put back the level because it was on the dark, and on the dark we don't see exactly how smooth is our object, and we can use this trick to not over to have like too much polygon in the scenes. Like if there is like if the object are far away from the point of view, or if it's on the dark, or if everything can allows you to remove some polygon, just do it, because we still are in WebGL, like in 3D for the web. So we always have to figure it out, how to optimize, how to reduce the number of polygon, how to reduce the number of material, how to reduce the number of lighting. Usually we just have to have like just one light in our scene, or two maximum. And this afternoon I was opening a file of someone to help him, and there is like, I don't know, 6 or 7 lights. So it's really not like the big like it's really a big deal about lighting, about material, about everything to make your scene load super well. So what I've done, just select all the elements that I can put the smooth on level 0. It's not changing that much if I zoom out. We just have the feeling that the key is still smooth, so it's not a problem. But we can see that there is like a dark element on my key, and if I remember well, if I change, no, not exactly, but if I put back, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to put it on the word here and here, and now if I select my key and I move my key if I'm moving my key on the scene, we can see that the dark is changing from where thanks to where I am. And this is like a trick that we use in WebGL to simulate a lighting, because like you can see I have a lighting here, but if my key is still like full metal, we look and the scene is a bit in the dark, we have the feeling that the key is too bright to the scene, for the scene. And this is not what we want. We want to have the feeling that the lighting is touching the keys just a little bit, so that is putting some lighting, like maybe on the corner, on the top, the head of the key, but not on all the keys. But because like if I click on play, because I allow it the drag and drop, I also allow it the sound, because I allow it the drag and drop, just patient, because I have allowed the drag and drop, I can move my key, and if my light is not still the same, not moving from the, if my key has always the same shadow, it looks like the shadows has been baked, and this is not what we wanted to have, like at the first time. We wanted to use this trick to simulate the lighting. So what we are going to do, and how I've done, and I'm going to redo it in this key, this second key. I just created removing like all the unlinked the metal, and for the two metal material, I just added a channel into the material, and the channel is, like I click on the plus, the channel is a depth, and instead of having it normal, I just adding it by multiply. Not sure it was multiply or normal, not sure. I'm going to remove to Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, and just double check how I've done. Yeah, by multiply. I have something on my eye. So I'm going to put back. So I select my two material, unlinked the material, and here I'm going to put a new channel, which is going to be a depth. So I'm going to click on depth, and I'm going to click here to tell what I want to the computer. So what I want my depth to have the position in the world, which means if I move my key, it's not going to the gradient, which is applied thanks to the depth channel, is not going to move and to be like kind of baked on my keys, but is going to be in the same position relative to the world, but my keys are going to, when the keys are going to move through and move out of this gradient, is going to be the color is going to be affected my keys. So I'm going to click on world, and I'm going to click just on metal, just on this. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to be the more clever. I'm going to put my gradient the more clever way possible. So so for that, I'm going to put myself in the top view by clicking on the green dot, and I'm going to move the gradient, like when you are in this setting, and not when you are not in this setting, which means you are out of the setting. So you have to select your object, select your child of the parent, and click on the little icon near the def, and here you are in the setting. So here I'm going to move my my gradients like that, so that the how can I say, the beginning, no, not the beginning, the source of my gradient is going to be more or less in the same position than the source of my light. And I'm going to put myself in this view, so I can adjust the maximum, and I can extend the gradient to the maximum. And you can see that if I extend the border of my sphere, the more I extend, the more it's going to impact the keys. So for example, I can just keep my gradient here. And what we want, so if I click back to my material and I click back here, I can see that I am on multiply, so I'm going to so this is what we have. Yes, I'm going to put my layer on multiply, and like that, if I zoom into my key, like that, I can see that it's going to affect actually the object. And if I'm in normal, it's just going to remove the other layers. Is going to take the first position, so we are going to see only the first layer, which is the depth. But if I'm putting if I blend it with multiply, it's going to be multiplied by the other layers that are under him. So we are going to see that the metal is made. Oops, Control Z. Is made with a matte cap, which allows the metalness. This matte cap has been made by Spline, basically. And like that, we can see that if I change the position of my key, it's going to take the more it's close to the light, the more it's going to take the light, and the more is far away from the light, the more is going to be dark. But it's not a big deal, because if you remember well, when I've created my scene, the background was I've put an effect on my background, which is the fog, a post-prod effect, and that creates like a kind of blurry atmosphere, which is super dark, like actually 100% dark. So it's not like a big deal if my key are becoming dark, because it's going to be blend into my into my background, and it's going to be like if it was disappearing. So this is what I'm looking for. Control Z, pause the position. Yes, and I'm going to or I can just create the same and just adjust here and select and create the same position of the gradient extra. But I can also do another thing. I can remove it, and I can create click on my material, click on def, and click on right click on def and copy the def layer. And on my metal, another object, I can click on matte cap, for example, click right and just paste. And here I can see that I have exactly the same layer on exactly the same position and everything, in the work position and everything. So Actually, this is how I've done my other material. And now if I so like I told you, I have an event. How I can see that I have an event? There is like a little dot on my hierarchy on the right, near to the eyes and near to the locker. There is a little dot with a dot inside the circle, and if I'm on over of this icon, I can see that there is event but no states. Sometimes there is states actually, like on this one there is current state, base state, which means that there is a lot of like different states actually. During when I'm speaking, it's currently in the state by state. So everything is very super clear and super easy to have the information. So if I put back my mouse on the icon here on the key, I can see that there is an event. So I click on the keys, and the setting of the keys are going to be open. And here I can see that there is an event, which is the drag and drop. And if I click on the drag and drop event, I can see that what I can see is, so the cursor, when I'm going to be on over of the object, the cursor, instead of being like an arrow, a general arrow, like a general cursor, I would say, the cursor is going to change and to become like a hand. So visually you are going to see that an action is allowed on this object. So it's very super super useful and very super I would say not useful but needed to tell the user that an action is possible by changing something, like it's a call to action. It's called a call to action, and it's very like essential, I would say, to have this. So you can just have little different shape that you can change. You can have like a hand, but you can also have a move. So I can click on it and play, and here you can see that when I am on over my key, my mouse is changing to like this cross, this move cursor. But my favorite is hand, and you can also have default, but default is not like very how can I say it, not very my advice for you, because otherwise the user is not going to know that something is like an action is possible. So just select hand, and there is also the option. So for example, damping means that if it's to position it to 1, it means that I'm going to select my keys and it's going to be like instantaneously. And if I put in, so I'm going to show you, if I select my key and I move, it's going, I'm going to remove this this for now. I'm going to explain you after, but just going to put the volume to 0 because it's annoying. So if I click play and I select my key, I can see that if I move my mouse super quickly, how can I say, the key is following my mouse. But if I click here and if I click put to 80, you can see that if I click, I don't know, it's not really what was supposed to act. It's crazy because each time I explain to you this is not working, and literally have like a test like yesterday about this, and you can see it on my stories on Instagram. And I think I have done that, but maybe when I'm doing, I have not the same brain that when I'm speaking, so that it's not working. But anyway, you can also have just like I just have to be concentrated a bit. Not sure how I can explain to you. Maybe the next live I'm going to explain you better, because sometimes when I speak I can't really be concentrated and I'm just doing some mistakes. But anyway, forgot what I have just said, and be back to O's drag and drop event. So actually we can see that I can select by with my cursor changing to a hand. Other thing that is good to know that is focus on the object key. So I'm going to rename it key 1 so that it's easier for us. So it's on focus on the key 1, which is the object that we want. And there is some, there is not drag limit, but there is some things that is allowed on drop, and the allowing is the drop allowed, the drop that is allowed is to be snap on surface, like snap to surface. If it's not snap to surface, it's snap to object position, which means the center of the object. For example, if it's snap position and if it's allowed to the rectangle, which is my floor, you can see, like if I zoom out, I can't zoom out. If I zoom out, my key, my key is always going to be like in the center of my scene and is not going to move where I'm moving my mouse. So each time you have a drag and drop object, please be careful to be snap on surface. And I know that by like when you first click create like a drag and drop object is always on object position, is not firstly on surface, so you always have to be careful to change to that, otherwise it's not going to work. So if you have to change to surface, and you can see that there is two drop surface allowed, which are the rectangle, which is actually my floor. I'm going to rename it so that it's easier to understand. Click on my keys 1, drag and drop, and so the drop are allowed on my floor, but also on my iPhone 40. And if I remove the iPhone 40 and I zoom a bit so that it's more clear for you, and I select my key, so I can move it on my floor, but if I'm on my phone, it's going to go through my phone because it's not recognized as an object that is going to be like there is no confrontation possible. So I need to tell the computer that babe, this object is actually something that you can put the keys on. So I'm going to, if you have like too much object, you can just type, write some letter of the beginning of the letter of the object, and just select what appears now. And now I can drag and drop my key on my phone and extra. Actually, you can see that when I move my keys, the lighting is not the right one, because what we have done was for this one, like the depth position and the perfect depth position was on for this one. So I'm going to redo it, because actually we finished with the drag and drop. It was on the bottom of the drag and drop. So we're going to redo it on this new key that we have created. So I click on key, and I create like an event, which is not a start event, which is a drag and drop event. And we want our cursor changed to a hand so that the user is aware that there is an action possible on this object. We want the damping to be 1, and what we want the object to be the drag and drop object to be the key, and we want something on the drop. We want, like you can see, instead of object position, we want a surface, and we want also drop on any object. No, we want like a list of objects, and which is going to be the floor. Oh, and we want the iPhone. We also want to, this, which is a paper. I'm going to keys, drag and drop. I'm going to allow you to paper and to the pen too. And now if I click play, I can select my key. Oh, there is something that you can see. My key is rotating, and this is not what we want. If this happened to you, and thanks it happened here, so I can explain now why it's acting like that, is because we forgot to set to the computer. We don't want it to be auto-orient, because this is not what we want. We still want to be the same position. So if I click again, I can have my keys that are well positioned. Actually, there is a bug. I know it's okay. Oh, okay. When I'm on the paper, it's using like the rotation of the paper. So I'm going to remove the paper on the surface, and I think it's going to be like there is not going to be bug. Oh yes, some bugs appears. Why? I don't know. Let's see why I have this bug. I think it's because I'm going to put in orthographic. I think it's because maybe I'm going to put it to 0, 0, 0 to see what is it. Okay, and then I'm going to put it to 90 degrees. Okay, and now I'm going to play again. I didn't follow with the zoom, so that's why I can't change the zoom. But now it's look like it's not moving. So why I had this little problem, it's because I've changing like by myself the rotation, and the rotation was not perfectly 0, 0, 90 degrees, like perfectly aligned with everything. So that's why. And we don't know, sometimes Spline bugs a bit, so it likes to have like perfect number, like everything to be perfect, and sometimes you just have to redo the same things. Is it on the live or recording a video? Hi, yes, the video is recorded, and you can have like a replay on my YouTube channel. So no worry, if you don't have the time, you can be back like in another time to have this. But the live is I mostly do the live to have some insight during my live, like some question, and I'm here to answer the question. So please be in, like if you have question or everything, come to my live, and we're going to discuss about your problem. So the live is basically to be more so that I be more close to the community, and to answer the more precisely the question to people. So yes, so no worries if you if you can't be here during the live. You will have time to have it. And I guess we are near to 1 hour, like 50 degrees. Oh, I don't know how to say. 50 minutes. So I'm going to be quick, and I'm going to explain other thing, but basically it was what I wanted to do. There is just a little thing of optimization I wanted to show you. So yes. So the first thing of optimization was about lighting, and this is what I wanted to explain to you, thanks to the drag and drop, because it's very visible to see when the key is changing position, that there is something that happened with the kind of lighting. So that's why I added this drag and drop. I just want to I want to be quick, but also I want to be perfect during my live. So I have just seen that if I zoom a bit more and I click play, I've seen that my key is not perfectly on top of my floor. And if I select this one, we can see that it's perfectly on top of my floor, but this one is like kind of middle, like underwater kind of things. And this is very easy to fix. So if you have this bug, I will explain you why. So it's basically not because the key is here. So for example, if I put my key here and I play, it's going to be the same. And I'm going to explain you why. It's because we tell the computer that this object is going to be on top of my floor, like on top of the surface of my floor, and the floor is the surface of the floor is easy to be recognized, which means we know that the surface is the limit, so it's very clear and precise position. But my object is, like, if I put my object here, we can see that the gizmo is kind of on top of my keys. It's not like in the bottom of my keys, and the computer is going to understand that this is going to be the position of the key, and this is going to be what we are going to put on the surface. So if I'm more precise, it said that, oh, Control Z, it said that I don't know how to show you well, but you can see like there is like a little line, and this is my floor, and what is said is this gizmo is going to be positioned on the floor. And you can see that now my key is like underwater, kind of under the floor. So we just have to put the every part of the key on top. So I'm going to put myself like in position where it's easier to see, and I'm going to select the material and put the material on like perfectly aligned with the floor. And now if I see the gizmo of my key, of the parent that has the two child, which is the two parts of my key, which are the two parts of my key, it's very on the bottom of my keys. And now if I select my key, I can see that my key are not underwater anymore, so it's very, very cool. So I'm going to remove this one, and I still have this one, which is cool because it's very, very we really have the feeling that when I bring my key near to the lighting, the source of lighting, is very, we really have this feeling of highlighting the keys. And if I put back my, like put out of my lights the keys, we really have this feeling to the keys are in the dark. So this was the first optimization that I wanted to show you. And the other thing that I wanted to show you was, actually I wanted to show you a lot more, but it's already like almost 1 hour live, and I think no people are going to follow the live more than 1 hour, so I'm going to be quick. But actually, for example, for the floor, I have like a texture. I can select my floor by unselected the locker. I can select my floor, and I can see how it has been done. So there is a lot of different layers. The first layer is the color. Actually, it's even hiding. I can even remove it. But I have like the first image, which is my diffuse channel. And actually, maybe I can show you where I've put it. I have selected it. So actually, I have the Substance Adobe asset available. So I've just, I don't know what I put it. It was like round, maybe something like that. What it was, like maybe my resource, materials, what I have done. I think I've put it concrete, exactly. Oops. Anyway, so for example, no. So I've scrolled down and I found a cool texture, which was, I think it was this one. So I've downloaded it, and then I open it. I'm not sure that you are going to see it because I just allowed the window of my how can I say, the window of my internet open. But actually, so I open it, I've unwrapped it, and I've just selected like the JPEG of my diffuse. But the JPEG of a diffuse in 2K or in 1024 pixel is like too heavy for a WebGL creation. So what we need to do is to convert a JPEG into a very optimized file, which is called the WebP file. And how you can use it, you can like say JPEG into WebP, and you have like three converter. The one I used to have is EasyGIF, and what you have to do is to select a file. So I'm going to select my file. Where is it? Assets. 3D. I'm just looking for my file. So that's why you can't see my scene. So I'm going to be quick. Texture, substance, concrete. So I have drag and drop. I can drag and drop. Yes, I drag and drop my texture here, and I can convert to a WebP. So like you can see, my JPEG is the size of 46 I don't know how to say in English, but this size, 1024 pixel. And if I convert to WebP, you can see that it has downgrade a bit the quality, but also downgrade a lot of the size of the element. So now my project is very optimized, and I can just save. It's going to create like a new material, and then I'm going to put back my on my scene, and I'm going to upload the WebP of my texture, because it's going to be super optimized texture. And this is how I've done, and what I wanted to show you mostly. This website, which is super cool, easygif.com, which is super cool to convert your texture and to optimize a lot your material, to have like a very the more optimized scene, even if your scene is with texture. And this is what I wanted to show you. And maybe I can show you the last things, and maybe I can like do another live or something for the rest of the scene. But what I've done also is I've added another texture, which is actually the roughness of the floor. And I have done also the same thing, that I've exported from Substance the roughness of my material. Then I convert the JPEG roughness into a WebP roughness, so that my texture is super optimized. And then I've created, instead of like having like a normal color of my image, instead of that I changing to a mask. And I've created like a matte cap. Actually, we don't have the PBR material, so we need to have some magic trick to reproduce the roughness, the metalness, the reflectance, extra, the shininess, and extra. And what we used to have is matte cap, but matte cap is going to be on all the surface of the texture. And what I wanted is, I wanted to have this aspect of roughness and everything just on some specific position of my material. So that's why I've created like a mask. So a mask is playing like that. When it's full dark, is going to allow is going to not allow the texture that is under to appear, and when it's white, it's going to allow the texture to appear. And you can see that if I put on color, you can see that my texture is like white, but not like 100% white or 100% black. It's just a mix of gray, and that's going to allow like the subtlety of my scene. And also the last trick that I've used is, and same for the texture of the paper, is I have used here a bump mat, which is which is going to, I'm going to increase the power so you can see better. Is going to how can I say, to change the topology of my like my floor, even if my floor has much polygon, so that is not super heavy for the web. Even if my floor is like one polygon, I can still have my bump that allows me to have this super high poly detail on the floor. and you can see that sometimes the floor is reflective and sometimes it's not. So this is what I wanted, and this is what we have thanks to the trick of the mask. So I'm going to put back the intensity to something more, maybe like that. So to have like more, Control Z, more realism in the scene. And I'm going to put back all my my post-processing. So I'm going to allow the fog, I'm going to allow the nose, the vignetting, and Control Z. And yeah, basically that's what I've done. Like you can see, the key is disappearing in the dark and more visible and more bright when it's more close to the window. Actually, something disappears is the windows. So yeah, this is how I've done my scene, and I hope guys you liked it. It was a bit long, but also even if there is no modelization and like a beginner can do this easy, very quickly, and following this tutorial is going to be super quick. But actually there is like kind of lot of post-processing, lot of little tricks that I wanted to show you, so that's why it's super long. I try each time to have the shorter live, but Spline is so magical, so I want to explore everything, I want to share with you everything, so it's complicated to make it short, but I'm going to try to make it short. Actually, I hope you liked it, I hope you understood everything. Maybe the next one is going to be like a very for beginners. Like I swear that is not going to be complex, even if I would like to be. But I swear that we are like maybe we are just going to explore how the window, like the file, how we can create a file, how we can create like a cube, how we can create a material, like everything that is super simple, so that the beginners can start with that, and then they can follow our lives. And my wish would be like a lot of people interact and we can create together a scene, and you can ask me what you want I add in the scene, what effect you want I add in the scene, so you can learn exactly what you want to learn. So yeah, basically this is why I'm doing the lives. So the lives is each Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Paris time zone, so CET time zone. And yeah, I can't wait to have you during the live, to have more people during the live, and I hope you enjoyed, and see you soon. Bye bye.